Hi everyone. Today I'm going to present you Lesson 2, Class 8 CBSE Microorganisms, Friend and Foe. So you all know there are some organisms which is invisible to our naked eyes. So these organisms are beneficial as well as harmful for our life. So these are present in soil, water, air around us. We cannot see by our naked eyes. So we need a magnifying instrument called microscope to see these extremely small organisms called as microorganisms. These organisms are found in air, soil, water bodies, everywhere, even in dead and decomposed organic matter. These are present as the organism in human body and even with animals. 1 gram of soil contains 40 million bacterial cells and 1 milliliter of fresh water contains 1 million bacterial cells along with some other microorganisms. There are 4 types of microorganisms with one intracellular microorganism, that is virus. So we all know the virus is different from the 4 remaining types of microorganisms by its special character of living inside the human body as intracellular parasites. So we have bacteria, protozoa, algae, virus and fungi. So these all names are plural names and we have different names for singular. For bacteria it is bacterium. For viruses it is virus. For fungi or fungi it is fungus. For algae or algae it is alga. For protozoa it is protozoan. So whenever we are using single organism, the name is different. First one is bacteria. Its size is very small and these are named as unicellular organism. So unicellular means single celled. So it is not a type of multicellular, it is single celled. It has cell wall made up of peptidoglycan. It do not have an organized nucleus and other structures like other organisms. The main shapes it is occurring, it's spherical or coccus, cylindrical or rod or bacilli, helicoidal, spiral, curved or coil shaped or vibrio shaped. So there are 3 main shapes given for these bacteria for classification. So when we are observing these bacteria through a microscope, depends on the shape it appears or visible to us, it is classified and distinguished from other organisms. So we have coccus, bacilli and spiral shape. I drew here, you can see the shape of these 3 and one example for these shaped organisms are also given here. Next is the most dangerous one as we are facing now because of this virus. So here this is a type of intracellular organism. Intracellular means living within the human body with the host. So our immune system is not able to recognize it as a foreign particle immediately. So the symptoms are appearing very late. Before that time, it will be causing all the harmful effect on the host. So here, this cannot be treated with antibiotics as it is an intracellular parasite. So you can see the structure of this. It is having a protein coat, then having a genetic material as DNA or RNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid or ribonucleic acid, neck, whiskers, protein sheath, tail fibers, base plate. So this is the structure of virus. We have protozoa next. So protozoa, I told you, it is circular form, it is called as protozoan. So a group of single-celled microorganisms. So first, which organism was unicellular? So here viruses, all viruses are multicellular. All bacteria and protozoa are unicellular. That means single-celled microorganisms. This protozoa, the special characteristic is it is classified under animals because of its characteristics. It's found in ponds, lakes, dirty water drains, rivers, seawater, damp soil, etc. These are parasites and can cause serious diseases in human beings. And this is having a special type of feature for its movement, like legs for human being or animals. So its leg is named as cilia or pseudopodia or flagella. Depends on the type of the protozoan. This feature is different. Some are having cilia, some are having pseudopodia, some are having flagella like bacteria. So here you can see two structures do here amoeba. This you have studied in 7th standard, even the engulfing process. So here pseudopodia is present in amoeba and paramecium it is having cilia instead of pseudopodia. So this is the special feature found in protozoa and helping for its movement. Next we have algae or algae. In both forms we can pronounce it. These are simple plant-like organisms. We can see this floating on water, stagnant water. So it's having chlorophyll green color pigment. So if the chlorophyll is processing by an organism, it is able to produce food by autotrophic mode of nutrition. So it follows that process for producing food, but it does not have proper roots, stem, and leaves. So it's having some characteristics of plants, but the main parts of plant is not existing. And these are multicellular or unicellular. So we cannot characterize under unicellular or multicellular completely. Some are multicellular, some are unicellular. So we have examples like Chlamydomonas, Paramecium here. You can see the difference in the structure. Next, we have a saprophyte named as fungi or fungi. This is not having chlorophyll, so it has to depend on others for food. It likes to grow in moist or warm conditions, so that condition is favorable for its growth. We have different types of this group: yeast, molds, mushrooms, mushrooms like toadstools, puffballs, etc. So all these are coming under fungi, but there are some differences in the characteristic. You can see one picture here. So it is having some cotton-like structure. You can identify or differentiate this fungus with bacteria by its outer appearance. So these are the examples I have given for all these 5 groups. So we have bacteria, viruses, protozoa, algae, then fungi here, lactobacillus, bacillus. So you can see different. So actually I have given only very few names under these examples. We have many. Okay, we have many, and each one is having its own characteristic and mode of nutrition and the way how to cause disease or how to help. So we cannot claim all the organisms are harmful. Some are useful to us. Some are helping to produce some food. which we are consuming, like mushrooms. So there are some organisms harmful, some are useful. So here mushroom only I can give the example. The first one, agaricus. It's a type of edible mushroom, but amanita is a toxic mushroom. So this depends on the variety of mushroom. We have to decide whether can be edible or not edible. So by this, we are going to wind up this part one of microorganisms. We'll continue the same lesson with all other special characteristics, harmful and beneficial effects in next slide in part two. Thank you.